where do you think we go after we pass? And the person was like, what, the same place we are before we're born. Are we dead before we're born?
You know, I'm trying to get these things together, but they're not working. I didn't charge them, so it is what it is at this point.
And I've been wanting to talk about this content for a while now. Hold on, car.
Car! Game on! Game on!
Let's just dig right into it. Death is such a weird concept, isn't it? It's a concept, it's such a weird concept because death and grieving and the fear of dying and the fear of a loved one dying, or just the idea of you dying and you not knowing what is beyond the veil, meaning we don't know what happens after we leave this plane. And that can be the most terrifying shit that I think that's probably the most terrifying shit if you ask someone like what are they most afraid of. A lot of people are afraid of dying. I think from my personal experience, I feel like the church attempts to help us conceive death in a lovely light, but I think there's a disconnect because even though that's what's preached, I'm not sure if it's broken down into how to get the mind state to that point where you can just accept it for what it is. I think we've totally been bamboozled by this concept, meaning the way if a loved one dies or how it can take some of us out mentally from thriving because of the pain and the anguish of all these feelings and emotions that most of us don't have the tools to deal with. And then when you gain the tools, it takes so long because everything is like a mental program. So you got to gain the tools that you need to deal with the grief. Then you got to actually learn how to use the tools. You got to practice to use the tools. And then things are effective. And that takes years sometimes for most people. It takes years. My parents passed away. My mom passed away in 2012. My dad passed away in 2000, the tail end of 2009, or no, 2010, forgive me. And I'm still kind of dealing with it. I'm at a peace with it now, definitely. But it's 2025. I want to say I think in 2023, I really was able to digest the concept a bit more and to find real adequate peace. I'm thinking right now, the fact that I can communicate and talk to y'all about this right now and be comfortable enough to discuss it is because I had some other hurdles to get through. Like, I've been planning to talk car.
Game on! Game on!
I've been planning to discuss, come up with some type of concept regarding this because it's such a standard of living, but when it happens, it still catches us all off guard. And I want to this is my introductory video of whatever this may turn into. I don't know what this may turn into, but I know it's something that I need for my own healing, for my own sanity. I have to peel back the layers and say, okay, how can I have the kind of tools to deal with this thing that's so common, but that is so painful, deal with it in a healthy manner, because the older you become, the more it's gonna happen. It's a very normal concept, even though it's normal, but it feels so foreign. The anguish make it feel like a foreign concept, and you can deal with this over and over again to the point that you're numb. And just because you're numb from something don't mean that you're healed from it. And I don't want to be numb. I want to genuinely deal with this, because I don't want to be 85 years old and bitter about life and sad and depressed because, you know, some of my people are gone, and the older you become, that window shortens, and I want to look death, the concept of death, in his eyes, in his face. Be like, okay, all right, like, I don't know what's next, but hey, let's just let go and continue on the journey beyond to see what that is. If there's something to see, you know? And I don't know who created this quote, but there's a quote, and I have to find out who the author is. And I guess there was like a back and forth conversation. And someone, I guess, asked, what do you think? Where do you think we go after we pass? And the person was like, what, the same place we are before we're born? Are we dead before we're born? Are we dead before we're born? I gotta sit back and think about that. I want to say yes to a degree, but I know if I'm asking myself these questions, I can't be the only one. And I believe that there's some cultures and there's people that handle death a lot more. I would say, I think there's people around the globe that have a better grasp on the reality of death and the concept of death. And I want to talk to those people. I want to learn how to deal with this adequately. And I just want to have conversations, because this is a real spiritual thing. This is beyond this realm. As far as the concept of death, it's very intriguing. And I was afraid to even like start talking about this, because I just wasn't ready yet. Like, I've been working on this for 3 years to build myself up to start whatever this may be. And I didn't want to manifest anything unintentionally. I didn't want to, like, I don't even know what the name of this whatever this is going to be, but I did not want to bring on energy that I did not want to bring. Well, I didn't want to curate anything, any energy of death, bring it on into my plate. I was truly afraid of that. And I think I don't know what happened in the last 2 weeks. I really have to sit and think. But I think within the last 2 weeks, I've told myself that everything is with intention. And my intention is not to curate death and bring death closer to my front door or anyone around me. It's to gain true, deep understanding. It's to gain a better understanding and healthier habits when dealing with something that's so common, that is seen and felt to be so traumatic. I don't feel like it has to be this way. And if I'm going to remain on this earth, I need the tools and the skill sets to deal with this. And I feel like some of you do too. So I'll keep you posted on what I come up with, and we're going to journey through this thing together. But I'm going to go ahead and close this up, just because it's early in the morning and this is a walkable neighborhood. You got people walking and they're doing things that they need to do in this beautiful neighborhood. I feel like this was the perfect place to discuss a concept like perception of death is darkness, but it does not have to be. And I know we can peel back layers and layers of this and continue to talk about this. And I don't have the answers. That's why I'm doing this. I don't have the answers. I don't want to trigger anyone. I don't want to offend anyone. But I, for myself, need to get to the bottom of this. And if some of y'all feel like y'all need to get to the bottom of this, that you no longer want the death of loved ones and family and friends and just death in general of associates to take you out car, then continue to follow me on this journey. But it's getting hot out here. You know, this Georgia summers is real. And I'll holler at you. That was good. Cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Dynamite.